Peace, family. This brother Leo, this brother Conscious. We in this joint. We running this back one more time. This is Brothers America with me, brother Leo, brother Conscious, with my co-host, brother Holy Water with a side of green tea. Introduce yourself, big brother.
This is holy water and green tea. The Rock.
Yes, yes. Again, another exclusive with us, trying to stay consistent, you know what I'm saying, with our message and just doing what we doing, all right? Um, again, it's gonna be two brothers. I like again. I don't want the sisters to feel like I'm neglecting y'all or anything because I am reaching out to sisters. I'm saying there's brothers in America, and we are making our home base or our fan base based off our relationship and how can we better off the dynamic system, the relationship nucleus within in our community. You know, whereas you have sisters, them have questions. They have questions or just like have unanswered questions, and we trying to bring some form of conclusion, draw a conclusion, or answer some questions because it's it's a big thing with miscommunication, you know, because we had a segment yesterday with one of my coworkers, one of my coworkers. I appreciate her for coming on, just kind of like dropping the ball a little bit on topic and whatever else the case might be. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, it's a lot of unanswered questions that we have going on into the Black community, you know? And for that, you know what I'm saying, we got brother Holy Water and myself, you know what I'm saying, we trying to tackle each and every questions and so forth. And I'm asking, you know what I'm saying, my base, my support system, you know what I'm saying, questions and so forth, and trying to bring effective answer. But go ahead, brother Holy Water and green tea from Terrebonne.
Okay, man. Well, man, hey, I'm looking forward to really communicate. We're actually looking forward to communicating with a lot of, you know, of our components on this live, so we can really, or this this podcast or this meeting, so we can really develop some 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 thoughts, some boundaries, and really get to understanding, and even shake it up a little bit and cause some drama. Ain't that right?
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea, no clue, nothing what you're talking about. I don't know. But big brother, we're gonna dive right into these questions, right?
Let's go.
Number one, I want to say, how do you feel? Would you rather me go into detail first in terms of gender roles? How do you feel with gender roles? Because I know that come off as in people like, oh, y'all still stuck in the past, and this is 2024, and this is a new age, new generation, new era, and they feel like gender roles doesn't really play a part in today's relationship and whatever. Because I'm personally, I believe that we need order, and not in saying order dominate one gender dominate the other one, just means like we need some form of clarity, you know, of some form of clarity, you know, that keeps the well-oiled machine running, you know what I'm saying? But how do you feel as in gender role? And I'm going to go ahead and uh answer it a little bit because it's like this. We as men, right, that is, if our car or our significant other cars break down, we know what to do. Like, she ain't a mechanic. We gonna go ahead and she ain't a mechanic. We gonna go ahead and we gonna jump in there and we gonna try to fix it ourselves or take it to a mechanic shop and let it get, you know what I'm saying, worked on. And another topic again is if somebody breaks in our house, we gotta be the person that goes there because that's our family. We gotta protect it. You know what I'm saying, and like taking out the trash and so forth, grocery shopping and so forth. I'm not saying that's based on one person, but whoever cooks most or mostly in the house, I feel like they should kind of be responsible for that role. But
Right.
I do feel like gender role in a sense, I feel like it's needed, you know, it's just needed. But go ahead, big brother. I want to hear your thoughts.
I would appreciate a gender role because me as a man, you know, we live in this country today, brothers in America, right? We live here today and we're starting to witness women who want to wear the pants, but they don't get want to get cut down. The men that wear the pants, they don't want to. I mean, you got some women that claim to be the protectors and stuff as well. But the truth of the matter is 9 out of 10 women, I can guarantee 9 out of 10 women, they want to have that leadership role, but they want you to still protect them. It it can't go your way all the time. You can't compromise, you know, you have to allow me to step in, have the leadership role, which includes protection, which includes provision, which includes all those things, you know? You can't compromise against that or want me to compromise for you and then still protect you, but you don't want to listen to me. It's like I'm loaning somebody money, but they don't want me to show them how to use their money better. Or,
Mm,
they're asking me for money, but they don't want them to show me how to get a job. You know,
mm,
like, you want to take these roles in your life, but you can't be the leader of a household unless you're dealing with somebody that looks at you and believes that you are a leader as a woman. And that's understandable if that's the belief route you want to go down. I would but if I just don't believe deep down that the, the majority of women can protect a home like a man can. I just don't believe that. And it's one thing I didn't mention to you. When I was doing MCP training for my job, the culture of the African American people were black women. Basically, if you sum it all up, what they was talking about, black women are at the forefront. Every other culture, the man was. And look at our community. I'm not saying it's y'all's fault. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is y'all have to start having children with leaders. You gotta start having children with men who are going to lead a family, not men that are gonna get you pregnant and then, you know you gotta, ask him to take care of his child. If you have to ask a man to take care of his child, you had a child with the wrong man. And please take the initiative to understand that you made that decision. Just like he made a decision to lay with you, you made a decision to lay with him as well, you know? Yeah.
Now, I want to piggyback of what you were saying. I'm not going to mention the name, but we lost a great one, The Godfather, last year, and I was having a conversation with someone about him. They felt like he was kind of bashing black women. I'm going to draw a picture. I'm not going to say the name, but I'm going to draw a picture. He's bashing black women, the black woman and the whole black woman dynamics. And I'm saying, really, was he bashing black woman? Because black man was getting bashed too, but it's not being portrayed in the forefront. You know what I'm saying? As much as like, oh, he's bashing woman. That's why men against women and these ladies or these women are so bitter towards black men. I'm like, he wasn't bashing. He was teaching us or giving us a manuscript or blueprint for us to be better, not make poor and horrible decisions. For us to be better, for us to cling by our bootstraps and make ourselves better. Because I don't know. I said I don't know. I do know. What I'm saying is that as a group of people, racial group of people, I know had a conversation with you about allowing somebody to put a price tag on you. You cannot allow nobody to put a price tag on you because when they have the power or the ability to put a price tag on you, they have the ability to devalue you. You know, we got to hold ourselves up and our head up at all times and can't let nobody put a price tag on you. Because when that person put a price tag on you, they can lower your price. They can lower your range. They can lower your worth. And I feel like we got to stand firm on that. And the late ancestor who I was talking about, I feel like he held black people to a high standard, but they felt like it was bashing because he wanted too much. And not to mention it, because I feel like black men, we've lost a lot of strides. I'm gonna go in details with that because back in the days is like if we didn't do it, it wouldn't have get done. And now this day and this age, if we don't do it, now we have our counterparts, our partners, our women are being forced towards doing it. And with that being said, no, we had this conversation last cast about now you have women now that are masculine or taking the role of being masculine and not necessarily saying that's a good thing because prime example in a lot of relationships, there are women leading these relationships. They are leading these relationships. They like, I'm not saying they barking out commands or something, because doing it the subtle way or the nice way ain't getting the job done. So now they have to put on the pants, like you was talking about earlier. They got to put on the pants and they got to lead. And some guys, I'm like, fuck out of here. You ain't my mom. What the fuck you telling me all this for? But it's like we got to get somewhere, and then eventually your partner or your significant other is going to get tired, because literally they're taking this relationship. But I feel like men, we got to get back to the basics, to the rudiment. And what is the rudiment? Us doing our due diligence, us being what we should be,
Uh,
and not allowing social media or other entities deter us from doing what we need to do. You know?
I'll be
Go ahead.
I'll be sure to write down that word rudiment right now. Okay.
Yes, to the basics, big brother, to the basics. You know,
Yeah. Gotcha.
because many doing their part now, it's pushing not all men, some men are doing their part, going above and beyond, and then
Right.
now for the men that not doing their part, you force the woman towards to take up the load. You know what I'm saying? That you're the slack that you're not necessarily dealing with, you know? So I just feel like that's very crucial. That's very, very crucial in us. It's like a unity, you know, like you was talking about doing a blueprint, going through orientation with relationship and so forth. And we need that.
I need to say one thing though before you go to the next topic, because you were talking about who everybody was calling the Godfather, right?
Yes.
One thing I disagree with him highly is his basis on marriage. I disagree with his basis on marriage or how he looked at marriage. Let me tell you, because he said you can deal with other women, but don't have a. I understand, don't bring no disease home. I understood that part, but he
Hmm.
said don't have a baby outside of your marriage. You don't want to embarrass your wife. But to a brother like me who believes in having more than one wife, you know, there was really no basis on that. But he did mention it. He mentioned it. I think he was more so for like professional Black American men, not men who kind of like, because he was talking about going to get a license. And I would never get a license of marriage, not in this country. I would never do that. I would never go to the court and get a marriage. Now, I would get a certificate in Alabama where they don't have a license anymore because they didn't want to be a part of the same gender marriage. They didn't want to be a part of that. So now you can only get a certificate. But as long as I can control the marriage, me as a man, I can control it. But see,
You're gonna get kicked back for that.
he basically was saying, go here and get a court document saying that she has control, but make sure that, you know, it's the right woman before you give her that control. That's how it came to my mind. Not saying he was actually literally saying that, but
Hmm.
that's how it is in my mind, because I'm not signing no license of marriage, and I'm going to have children with more than one woman, most likely, with my belief set up, how my belief system is set up. And he even mentioned before that everybody, even people in the animal kingdom, have more than one woman. But the problem that I had with him saying what he was saying was, "You just sleeping with these women." He even mentioned getting an escort. So a lot of the stuff that he was saying was real good. I feel like when he was just educating men on a
Hmm.
lot of stuff, that was perfect because we need it. But when it got to the point where he started educating women, to me, that's where it went uphill in his exposure, but downhill in the progress of Black men in a way, because we haven't like we should, you know what I'm saying? Now, I could be wrong saying that because it might come off like, "Oh, what is he talking about? He's bashing him or whatnot." But I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just saying, like,
I know.
I do not feel like the progress of I feel like the progress of Black men on on that person's channel went towards talking about, you know, what women need to do. And I agree with him. I agreed with him so much on a lot of things. At the same time, man, you know, I don't necessarily it's a lot of points that it was a lot of stuff that he was saying that had a lot of points that was directed towards the professional Black man. You
Hmm.
mean the corporate type of Black man, your suit wearing type of brother.
The
And
high,
that's
quote unquote, the high value man.
right, right. Well, I can't say the high value man because you don't have to be in a suit to be a high value man.
That's got to make that the money, the
Because he
resources.
was also talking about blue collared men. drive trucks and stuff like that.
Mm,
So what I'm saying is that his to me, a lot of his arguments helped black men. It was even one person that said "Oh, I want to." He wasn't on his podcast. It was another guy's podcast.
mm-hmm,
The lawyer. I ain't gonna say his name.
mm-hmm.
The lawyer.
Yeah.
But it was on his podcast, and he said the guy came to him and said, "Now, if a woman, now I got this woman or whatever, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I just want to be a black man with no children and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to be a black, a high value man with no children right now." And he was with a woman who he was in a relationship with for 5 years. He said, "What do you think I should do?" And the lawyer told him, "I think you should string her along." He said, "Should I string her along or this and that?" He said, "I think you should string her along." So we're getting negative advice from other black men who are professionals, and maybe I don't understand what to do exactly in certain situations because maybe I don't know what the situation was, but to tell somebody to string someone along, knowing she is not going to have the same productive time, you know, eh, as other women who are younger, that's a problem, man. We need to be helping our women, not degrading them with information behind their back. But go ahead.
I have a few things I like to tackle. Number one is the lifestyle that he's talking about is polygamy or poly, which a lot of people like people call it in terms and analogies. Not say analogies, but there's terms and wordplay. And to some and I know I was talking to my sister earlier, and she was saying like how you don't have to believe it. You don't have to believe it necessarily. This is off topic a little bit, but I'm going to get on topic in terms of what she told me. In polygamy, like me, I believe in the concept of polygamy, but I don't want to deal with multiple headaches, so therefore I choose not to take that route, but I do understand that route. In regards to
Yeah, if
men,
it's
when you're dating or when you're in a relationship, right? And like when you with your spouse or your significant other, when you and your spouse, or your significant other, and like mostly men have like high sex drives, and then once you get married, the woman sex drive, tends to decline. And for the man, not to say necessarily everything is about sex, but
for men, you might as well say it is. You might as well say, and I'm gonna tell you this: to say it's multiple headaches having multiple women is the most negative thing to say.
I
Let me
know
let
my
me let
bound.
me say
One
it.
second, 1 second. I
Go
know
ahead.
my boundaries. I know what I'm capable of. I will not put myself in an uncompromising situation by putting myself in not an unfamiliar territory, which I know what's the territory going to be. Because with our woman, they're very, very territorial, and I personally, I don't want to deal with it. You understand? I don't
But
personally
to
want to
call it,
deal with it.
you can say you personally don't want to deal with it. One thing about
Mhm.
me, I'm not gonna say to you, "Oh, you don't want to deal with that," then you're
No,
not.
it ain't that I don't want to deal with it. I can't
No, no, no.
manage that. I
No, what I'm
cannot
saying.
manage it. I
Okay,
don't want to
okay.
put in the
Well,
energy to manage that.
okay. Well, I feel what you're saying. That basically answers my question. That's
Mhm.
like me saying you can't manage it. You
Yes,
know,
I can.
that's like
I
that-
cannot. Cannot.
that's like me saying, "Oh, you can't manage that. That's why you're acting like that." But I wouldn't say anything like that. But
Hmm.
you mentioned it. That's not what I was gonna say.
Hmm.
But to
I
say that,
can. Cannot.
but to say that it's multiple headaches,
Multiple
like
headaches, meaning it's just
negative.
this. Like me, I've been married before, and I understand that I'm happy go lucky. That's my personality, happy go lucky. And what I'm attracted to is the opposite of me. And me having because I'm a goofball. I could be a goofball. And what I'm attracted to is people that are not goofball, who's tend to be serious all the time.
Yeah.
And with that, having like a serious mindset, that don't go well with being goofballs.
Why? Why would a man marry a headache anyway?
No, I'm not saying
No, listen, no, listen, no. You said it. Now look, now look.
No, no.
Now,
You bring in
now
more
listen.
than one woman
No,
in a household.
no,
You
no,
bring
no.
in more
Listen.
than one, and you're not properly
But, but,
prepared.
but
That will be a headache.
if you're not properly prepared, I
Yes.
agree with that.
Hmm.
But to say that it's multiple headaches, it's like
Multiple
saying
headaches, meaning
it's it's
I
really
have to jump through
disrespectful.
hoops and
It's
ropes
really
for my
it's
wife.
it's really disrespectful to the
No,
women.
no, 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 no.
No, I'm gonna tell
No.
you what. No, 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 no,
Yes.
I know. But women say that. The women say, "Oh, I don't know why a man would want multiple headaches." But let me tell you something. That's disrespectful to the women. because y'all
no.
because
Dealing with
because
one woman for me, again, I was raised by a black woman. So
that's
therefore,
cool.
and my
It's okay to
grandmother,
have
and
one
I
woman.
grew up in a household where I'm the only man. I'm the only
It's
male
so
in my household. Wait. I had my mother, I saw my mother, I saw my grandmother, I saw my sisters, and I'm like, I understand the not saying anatomy fully on a biological level, but I can kind of grasp certain concepts. And I'm like, and then I was married with a
bro.
wife. Go ahead.
I grew up in a household full of women too.
Okay. And you
I
choose a
know how
different
it is, bro.
you chose violence. I chose to be in my corner, in my
And that's
bubble.
bro. I don't,
You chose violence.
bro. It's guys. There's men out there faithful right now who still get the same violent treatment, and it's men out there with multiple women that get treated like king. And you know I'm telling the truth. It's
I'm not disagreeing with you. I said I understand the concept because again, the
you don't.
concept is
If you're saying you don't want it, but you're saying you can't manage it, what's going to happen when you're able to manage it and you're with this woman, but now you can manage it? What you going to do then?
when I cross that bridge or that road, you know what I'm saying? Something will give. But at this point in this time in my life, in my latter part of my life, I personally
I'm not trying to persuade you. I'm just having a conversation.
no, I get it. And it's cool. We can have open dialogue every
Yeah,
day,
because
all day.
it's just about open dialogue. Because maybe I'll meet somebody and I just want to be with her too. I'm saying if she's that person that I really want to be with, like you never know.
No,
At,
and I get it, but wrapping this up a little bit. But again, because I know a lot of folks are doing the same type of podcast on relationship, right? You having your partner again when this was some women doing. Some women have higher sex drive than men, but men we horny all the time. You understand in terms of you have your partner.
you know why we're horny all the time? Is
Go
because
ahead.
a lot of us don't watch our diet. A lot of us don't exercise on a regular basis. And a lot of us don't exert that energy elsewhere. And a lot of times our women are not, I don't think our women are pleased a lot of times by how we carry ourselves or how we look. Like, oh my gosh, like you see this guy with his shirt off and it's nice and ripped up.
But hold up. Now,
All right. Yes, brother, how you feeling, man?
go ahead, continue.
Got you, man. Now, what subject matter was we discussing, man? Before we was oh yeah,
Men losing
yeah.
they say sex drive.
No, women losing their sex drive, not
Yeah.
men. Women don't really lose their sex drive, bro. They lose interest in the person that they're with because that person is not developing. That's what I think.
Now,
I
now,
think
now,
not because
now to the
wait,
viewers out there, this is a man's perspective. And if you want to
yeah,
challenge this is an open
yeah.
invitation. You can go ahead
It's
and you can come here and you can,
and
yes,
not
we
just
can have a
and not just a man's perspective, but just holy water's perspective. Like this is holy waters, but this is my perspective on it. This is my opinion. I'm even saying it's not written in stone. I could change my mind about it too. Look, the thing about it is women, they look at us like once they look at us like we're not developing or we're in the same spot, that's
mm,
when they lose that drive because they feel like you've lost some type of drive. So
mm,
they want their body to be a reward for you. And if they see you
mm,
not constantly developing, then they
yes.
close that door. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. I'm just saying like that's what I think. I think what happens is women just they don't necessarily completely lose interest.
Okay.
They lose the perspective they had when they first saw you, when they
Okay.
first met you. They saw you going up here, and then at one point their perspective just saw you stay right there.
Mm,
You could be going up as a man. You could be going up, but you damn near have to be a god to please an average woman, man. A woman that's not even ever gonna be on your level as a man. You have to be damn near a god to even get her to blink or speak.
I'm not
You
saying
know?
nothing on that. You got that.
Yeah, man. These women ain't losing their sex drive, man. They're trying to figure out why you haven't won any more battles. Why you haven't won any more battles because and then especially if they got a job. If they working and so now you got to work you have to work twice as hard as a man if they're working because
Mhm.
now they're already taking the role of an ancient man. taking a provision role. They're providing for themselves. Nobody's providing for them. So now, not only are they providing for themselves, that's the role of an ancient man, you know.
Mhm.
Now that cancels out the situation because you're not even providing for them. They're providing for themselves. But everything is so flipped up and all over the place that man, some of these women, man, it ain't even about really cheating either. It's just like once we shouldn't even be worried about a woman cheating. I'm gonna tell you why. The moment you find out a woman is cheating, don't get upset. Don't get angry if she gets interested in somebody else. What you do is you in a way you have to celebrate. You have to celebrate and say, okay, now I know that this situation is not is not what it's supposed to be. I'm not supposed to be right here. And now I have a clear indicator. It's a clear indicator. Don't get upset. Don't get all sad. Don't get, oh, I'm about to go kill this this woman or whatever. Don't do all that. Just now, it's time for you to grow by yourself for a moment, calm down, and develop. And let her go be with that guy. Let her go do her thing with him because now he has to take all that baggage and all that extra excess that you had on you. But now you just give her to him, mentally.
I want to piggyback off what you were saying, okay? Number one is I agree with you. I agree with you in terms of, and when I
Brother, right now, we're about to do some. Go ahead.
Yes, I agree with you. I definitely agree with you in terms of what you were saying. Prime example, because sometimes I'm labeled as not having emotions, and I'm like, for what? I don't do stuff for emotions. Like people feel like, okay, cool, you cheating. I'm not a person. I ain't gonna blow up. And I said being nonchalant. I'm not gonna blow up your phone. You go ahead, enjoy yourself. Go ahead, enjoy yourself. I'm not gonna stop you from doing whatever you have in your mind or your head to do, especially with a woman, because a woman is calculated. You're talking about calculated. A woman is very, very calculated. If she want to cheat, like you said, she want to cheat, she's going to go ahead and cheat, and you going to know nothing about it.
But
Whether
check
you
this out.
wanted to, whether you're one of those individuals that whether you're one of those individuals that's on it all through her, she has a means to get the job done within her time frame, her schedule, without you knowing a goddamn thing. You understand? And
And
women being the way they are, and even and it's a crazy thing. Women can cheat too, and a man get caught cheating, and a woman is butthurt or in her feelings. For what you doing this? I see people do this all the time. Like, man, like you cheating too. When you get caught, like, oh, I just can't give him a pass or let him know again, no indication he cheat. And she would grind him the fuck up. She would grind him the fuck up for him cheat. But you doing the same goddamn thing. We doing the same goddamn thing, and you trying to grind. We doing the same thing. Now, I'm not doing no thorough search or no investigation or being a detective and but we doing the same goddamn thing. Like, watch people go through that, and I'm like, for what? Like, why are you going through? We doing the same thing, and I'm getting chewed. You're not
yeah,
coming over since you cheated. I'm cheating. But now in this day,
check
in
this
this
out.
new,
And check this out, brother. The thing about it is, with a lot of people, is you got brothers going through women's phones now.
the roles have reversed,
That is the most feminine thing that you can do
and
as a man.
demeaning thing as well.
Yeah,
Very, very
yeah.
demeaning.
Demeaning towards yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, because like, you go through a woman's phone, man. The young lady that that I still cohabitate with. She's looked through both my phones. I've never looked through her phone. She looked through both of mine, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But I've never looked through her phone, man, because I don't have what I'm at the point in my life as a man. I don't see no point in me looking through your phone, even if there's something there that I need to see, because nature is going to show me anything, and then from that point, I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to make sure I handle everything properly, because I'm a man. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
stay calm. I'm not gonna go irate. I can't believe you did it. You got
Mm-hmm.
brothers crying like, yeah, let me be real. I've been at that point
Me
where you
too.
have
Me
those
too.
those emotions because you had to grow up. But as a man, you can't be that. You can't be that little bitch you can't be no little bitch man out here because you got too much to focus on, man. You got to go to work. You got to do this. You got to do that. Let me be real. Can I speak to the men? Can I speak to the brothers in America real quick,
Go ahead.
bro? It's way more pussy than the pussy that you got right now. So if that pussy goes somewhere else, bro, it's always other pussy you can get, bro. And for us, it is pussy, bro. I don't care what nobody says.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that pussy closes up, you gonna go to another. If she says to you, "I don't ever want to have sex with you again," you definitely gonna go find another woman.
That shop
So
closed, but others open.
exactly, and some
Mm,
women and some women are the same way with dick. At the same time, like men, like we are calculating how many times you've opened your legs. You may not even be calculating how many times you've opened those legs. How many times did she open her legs up to me in the last week? We know.
mm,
We've got if now if you've only opened your legs to us and say it's been 2 months and you only open your legs up to us 2 or 3 times and we have to ask. If I have to ask you, that means you're not interested in me. If I have to ask you, that means you're losing interest in me. So at that point, I need to find somebody else. You
mm,
know, or maybe you're going through something. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
One thing I could say, brother, when I had 2 women, when I had 2 women and they both knew about each other and everything, bro, they overloaded me with sexual favors, bro. Like
Mm.
because they were
Competition,
they were
competition.
competing, bro. They were
Hmm.
competing, bro. And I hated it. I hated it because it just didn't make no sense. It got to the point where I was like, man, I gotta go hang out with the fellas or something. Like I said, I gotta go play, I gotta go, sit and just talk on the porch or just chill, like because that's how it is, man. When you got like women, when you got a lot of feminine energy around you, you're gonna need masculine energy to balance that out. You're gonna need that. I'm talking about in your presence, man. I'm saying like heterosexual masculine energy. That's what you're gonna need, man. Or just let me not even put the sexual part in there. Just straight brothers in front of you. You know what I'm saying? If you're a straight brother, you need straight brothers that are gonna, you know, be cool. Everything will be, everybody's hanging out or whatever. Because you got multiple women, man. You're gonna need that to balance that out.
Right? And speaking about that, jump into my next question. My next question, learning your partner or potential mate. Because I feel as if a lot of time, when I get annoyed, I'm a
Repeat
game I
that for me.
watch.
Repeat that topic for me.
Learning your partner or potential partner, learning their habits,
Got
learning
you.
what they like doing, and so forth. Because I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. I watch sports. I watch basketball, predominantly little track and field, so forth. And me being telling like, oh, I'm a gamer, like a game. I could sit down here and I could game for like 2 hours. You understand? I could be here in my corner, I could game for 2 hours. Or I could sit here and I could watch a football game and you talking to me, or about not say a football game, but a basketball game, and you talking to me and I'm very irritated. Like, leave me alone until the game. And then, and I feel like that's even with a woman. I like to sit here, like we was talking about last week about going on dates. Like, you know what I'm saying? Learning your partner or your potential partner. I feel like that's something that you have to talk about because that's a lot of time clashing. And then with a woman is, I'm trying to get your attention one way, and if you don't listen, I'm going to smash your Xbox, your PlayStation, your PC, or whatever, and that's friction, that's problems. And then with a woman, again, another thing with a woman is she wants to go on dates, she wants to be feel cherished, feel love, um, and do things. You know what I'm saying? Do things, go out, and whatever the case may be. So I feel like that's key because that can avoid a lot of
Yeah.
arguments.
And I'm gonna tell you right now, this is why I shouldn't be in a relationship right now because
Oh, here it
I
comes. Here
I,
it comes.
I don't want to do any of that right now. Probably like what I want to do is I want to go on some business dates, some business meetings. If we go out to dinner, we writing down plans on the next move we about to make.
I
It,
wanted to
it
say you got scrutinized by that anyhow. You got to scrutinize. I ain't gonna tell you the parties, but few parties they scrutinize you. You know what I'm saying about your
oh,
comments. And
really?
yeah, say business day
Who
like that.
said that? Who
I'm
said
not
who
gonna
said
disclose no information. You told me this last. You can't say no name, brother.
okay.
Anonymous tips. I got a few
Anonymous. Got you.
anonymous tips, anonymous
Got
comments.
you. Got
Withhold my information or so forth. They said business trip. Like, what the fuck is that? They felt like you was deflecting those questions.
Well, guess what?
And the fire Maria was bringing your way. You was deflecting certain questions, especially with the
Well,
business date. Like, just say straight up, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like I want to
we have to
cater
mix.
or pamper to my
I-
individual.
I- I'm the type of person that I want right now. I'm focused on business, and we have to mix pleasure with business right now in order to keep this going like that. So if you don't have a business mindset, then I'm not the man for you. If you ain't about business and you ain't got ambition and you're not trying to grow something that's going to create legacy
Mm,
status and put us
mm,
on a higher echelon,
yes.
then no, I'm not finna just sit here and go to the movies we need to be if we go into the movies right after the movies, we need to be going out to dinner and figuring out what's the next move for this. Or we need to be getting all the information out of this movie that can benefit us. Are we watching this movie because we need to figure out what kind of camera they're using for the film, or how to create better credits at the end of a movie, or how to learn how to act better for this. Everything has to be centered around, everything has to be revolving around business right
Mm.
now. Now you can have fun, but for me right now, it's like it's hard for me to sit down and watch a movie, man. I work 7 days a week. It's hard to sit down and watch a movie. It's hard to sit down and just go out just because you want to go out. Like, you're not even asking me, what do you want to do? I say, well, I'm trying to focus on this podcast. Oh, I said, what do you want to do? Oh, I want to eat. Okay, let's start a mukbang channel. Let's put money on this. Let's put money on this. Let's put money on everything. Let's do, if you're gonna watch a movie, let's do a movie review channel. I'm trying to get as much money as I can out of my time right now. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I want to sit here and just hang out with you. I don't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, I'm a man. I want to have sex or whatnot. You feel me? Don't. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I want to hang out with you every 5 minutes. Like I want to cuddle every 5 minutes.
So
Unrealistic.
you feel like that's something you can, because you said again, with a person, I understand you with the business aspects, but also with a partner and a woman, that's me personally, I feel like that's inconsiderate, or that would be inconsiderate. Me just being a mediator or being a devil advocate, that's kind of inconsiderate, because courting the whole courting purpose, the whole court, and you're gonna have a lot of issues with future endeavors you have going on because of that. Going on dates I can't do business. They want that in this day and age, and even back in the days, they want that. So you're gonna face a lot of issues with that. You're gonna get a
It
lot of kickback just from that.
it it is inconsiderate because I'm considering myself. I'm
Hey,
considering. Go
do
ahead.
do you know when you're talking to a woman, oh, logic goes out the window.
Hey guys, don't they? I didn't say that. Leo said it. Brother
I'm just
Conscious said
saying,
that.
logic go out the window. No, in terms of like you talking about a dating and so forth. They could give you a million reasons why we going on dates. You dig what I'm saying?
Oh,
I'm
I get it. They want to
going
be
on. You're gonna have a lot of kickback from that. A lot of kickback
that
from
is
that.
going out and stuff like that.
That's a part of the dating process. Before you get
Let
into
me tell you.
bed, that's like also that's
No,
a part of
let
it.
me tell
And
you,
if you do that in the beginning, I got you. And if you do it in the beginning, that's gonna be something that you have to continue doing. Because they're gonna be like, yo, you was
brother,
doing this in the
brother,
beginning, but now
brother,
you,
brother.
yeah,
This is the thing. You're totally, absolutely correct. I
yeah.
totally get it. You're absolutely correct. However, I totally agree with you when it comes to dating and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's affection for them.
Hmm.
It's affection, showing them that you care and all this stuff. Look, man, I'm at the point where I don't want to show anybody I care, bro. I don't want to show anybody. So that's why I am in the situation I am in.
That's a
That I
double-edged
commu-
sword.
that I communicated with you privately. That's why I am in the situation that I'm in,
Hmm.
because I am so focused on this stuff, my other videos, and going to work 7 days a week, bro. Like I'm focused on work, bro. Like, I'm focused on development.
Okay.
Do I mind going out? This is how I gotta go out now. Oh, if we accomplish something, then we can celebrate. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing, bro. In the day and age that we live in, women want to call themselves independent. I got my own job. I'm this and I'm that, and
He said it, by the way.
they still want you to spend money on them just to make them feel good, like going out and stuff like that. If you such a independent person, you know, then you should be able to compromise that feature of the man that you want, taking you out and don't take your fucking self out. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it been from back in from ancient times. That's how it went. From
No, but look
ancient
though, but
time, that's how it
I agree.
was. That's
I
how it
agree.
been.
Yeah, but I feel what you're saying. But
That's going all the way against the green. I understand. Listen to me. I agree with you. I understand what you're saying completely. You want to focus on yourself to build up yourself to get the
got
way
to,
you need to be. You understand? And the relationship and doing all the other things is taking away, is cutting away from it.
but
I get
I,
it.
I probably can't even. Honestly, I probably got to become celibate, because a lot of the women that I come across, they want to hang out. They still want to have sex, but they still want to hang out, and I don't want to rob them of affection. You know, one moment. All right, I don't want to rob them of that affection. And that's the thing about me, man. I'm not gonna rob a woman of affection and care and love. So yes, it's probably now if she's already there and we're already in a relationship. Okay, stay by my side. I'll go out. We can go out every now and then. I don't mind. I'll force myself to do it. But they want you to actually want to. They want you to actually want to cuddle. They want to go out. Want to do this. And I'm gonna sit here and tell you the truth. I don't feel like doing this shit. I'm doing it for you. but you want me to do it. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You want me to feel for it. And then when I don't want to do it, I don't care.
Now, in that regard, right? Let me go ahead and be the devil advocate again. That's like a man want to have sex, and sometimes
There
she
you
don't
go.
want to have sex. A man
And she
want
got
to
forced.
get his whistle blown, and she don't want to do the job. You know what I'm saying? A man want to eat, and a woman don't want to cook, but she forces herself to do this. You understand?
Exactly.
So I just feel like that's right there is a compromise. Like
Yeah.
that's a compromise. Every relationship you go into, you're going to face that. And like I said again, I understand. I'm not a big fan of going out on dates. I told you that before. I'm not a big fan of going because right now it's just people doing it now to post on social
But
media.
you gotta
People
be
just
the
want to. I went here and I did. I'm saying not because my baby took me or whatever. It's just flossing.
I'm at
It's
the
just
point. You know, I think I told you I've been on a fruit. I've been on a fruit and vegetable, an astringent fruit and green vegetable fast for like 7 days, and I'm starting, man. My sex drive is. I mean, maybe it's because I'm feeling drained because I ate all that. My body's kind of flushing all them toxins out. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna be real. Right now, my mind is clear. My body is a little, weak right now, but my mind is clear. And I think in the next, 3 more weeks from now, I think my life is going to transform, man. You know, I think I need to just become celibate for a little while.
I
Yeah,
believe it. You need to go
because
as
right,
far as you push yourself.
man, I really believe celibacy will work for me, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it always has.
But
Um,
when that wears off and now you time for you to sow your royal oats, then what? Because like we put away
it's
the
gotta
problems, we
it's
put
gotta
away
be
the
a woman. It's gotta be a woman that's into what I'm into. She has to be into audio engineering. She has to be into the stuff that has to be fun for her. She she got to be focused like I'm focused. I'm saying like that has to be the she that her creating something because that's what I'm doing right now. I got to find somebody that is into this stuff, man. Because this is the kind of stuff that I want to do, man. Like she got to be in tune with what I want. Just like I got to be in tune with what she wants. Like, it's be compatibility. Because if you're really compatible with a person or multiple women, you're compatible with them, man, everything will fold up together.
no, you got to make it. You got to put hard brick and mortar. You got to go there with your hands and your feet and put in that work and that effort to get it there. Nothing fall into
It's
place.
true.
You got to grab the bull by the horn and be like, listen,
And
motherfucker, we going in this direction and this is what we gonna do. You
no,
understand? You got
no,
to put in work,
no.
brother. You got to put in anything.
You,
Like my mom always tell me, nothing good ever came easy. You want something, you got to work
that's
for it.
true. No,
You
no,
have to work
no,
for
I
it.
totally,
Success, everything, you got to work for it. Your hand,
I,
blood,
I,
sweat, and
to,
tears.
I totally agree with that. At the same time, I believe that if you meet the right person, they're gonna go through those blood, sweat, and tears with you. Nothing,
I don't want to be the bad person right now because I don't want to feel like I'm against you, but I just like listen. I agree with you.
Go
Like I said, I
ahead.
agree with you, big
You
brother.
can
I
meet
agree.
you can meet a good woman that's for you that
Of
can help you get where
course,
you want to
of
go. And
course.
of course, it's gonna be hard to do the job, but it don't have to be hard to deal with the woman. I think our minds have been so formed into believing that you're supposed to argue in a relationship. You're not supposed to be see eye to eye in a
That's the
relationship,
social norm. Yep.
and that's the social norm, but it's not the natural norm. It's
We've
not
been
natural.
we've been conditioned, programmed.
It's not natural to argue with your husband, argue with your wife. It's not natural. That shit is not normal. It's not naturally normal. It's just not.
Hmm.
It's actually ridiculous. For you not to know how to talk to your wife, shame on you.
Nah, I'm not. I'm saying I'm not knocking it.
But not you, brother. You talking about
Yeah, I'm not knocking
yeah,
it. I just know like this is gonna be like a lot of thought-provoking conversation. And I know I was
yeah.
just not saying arguing. Arguing ain't just something we adopted. A phase that we adopted by seeing a lot of toxic individuals, seeing a lot of toxic situations, and
Gotcha.
us trying to replicate these toxic traits, these toxic behaviors, and what's not. But at the end of the day, you're gonna get a lot of kickback. A lot of kickback. As I said again,
That's
they
fine.
see dating, like a part of dating is courting, and a part of courting is getting to
And
know each other. It's
these same women these same women that want to be courted and cuddled on and loved on, be giving up their pussy to niggas that don't give a fuck about them.
Of course.
Not,
And
not,
you know,
not, not all, not
you,
all, not
you
all.
ever heard the saying, the innocent will suffer for the guilty? The innocent will suffer for the guilty.
Yeah, I get it.
All right.
I
But
get it. But
anyhow,
that's
like you
but
have
that's what that,
standards, you have
but
a you have a
I'm
you
the
have a
type of person to go to war. But go ahead.
you have a quarter that you want to meet, right?
Absolutely.
She does too. She want to live her life. She want to live her best life while she can. The dating process is like this. You set the tone and the standard for the dating. How things go in the beginning is how things gonna go throughout the relationship. Like, listen to me. I want to be not saying wine and dine, but I want you to pamper me a little bit. I don't want you to. I could do it myself, but it ain't because I could do it myself, but it ain't nothing. It ain't. I don't. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna say no to somebody who's gonna do it for me. You know.
Yeah.
They want this. I know this. I want this.
I,
I don't feel
I,
like I understand your mindset, but I don't feel like no modern woman is going to go for that. You're going to have a lot of kickback by that. And I said again, your
I'm not.
perfect woman is there, but I mean they're going to take a
I'm gonna be real, bro.
Mhm.
At this point, bro, I don't even care about how a lot of these women think anymore. I really don't, because what I realized is no matter what I do or what I do, there's always gonna be that insatiable desire, and then they meet a man and he's gonna do a certain amount, then their interest is gonna run out from him, and he's gonna so the roles you talking about, gender roles, right? It's almost like women want you to satisfy them completely, but they don't want to satisfy you, bro. If I was getting everything that I wanted in a relationship, do
Mhm.
you think taking a woman to the movies and going out would be hard? Fuck no. It'd be easy. But it's like men gotta put 10 times more the effort into a relationship. And you know what I'm saying?
But
It's like
you will reap your benefits though. You put 10 times as more into a relationship and you find out actual woman that's down for you, she's gonna put 20 times more to maintain and sustain that relationship.
I agree.
She will put that same effort. They meet some, like I said again, these no knock individuals who just in it for a good time. It could be somebody who's truly there with you, to be with you in the struggle, to be with you when you all rise to power. You know what I'm saying? But what you put in is what you're gonna get out. You know what I'm saying? I understand. I understand what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to knock what you're saying, but I just know like our woman, you know what I'm saying? Our woman and how our woman is how our ladies are, you know?
It's all good. And how they are, if they come across me, has to line up with how I is.
Mm, okay. Because they said it's a man's duty to buy the house, right? To purchase
And
the house,
yeah,
right?
I definitely gotta get one.
And it's the woman's duty to do what to the house?
Make it a home.
And if you put in that effort of you going ahead and purchasing that house or whatever else the case may be, she will do everything in her and you
I'm
treating
glad
her.
I'm glad you said that. That's a sign telling me I need to go ahead and buy me a house. That's the
Yeah.
sign. That's the sign right there, brother. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, and it's gonna be her duty. She know that she accept you as a benefactor in
Right.
regards to this is my king. This is the person I'm trying to build with. This is the person I want to grow with. This is the person I want to procreate with, have children with, have a family with, and everything. You know what I'm saying? She gonna go above and beyond to make sure. Now again, the sex thing might die. He's talking about earlier. You know what I'm saying? But she gonna do everything in her power and her
Hey,
abilities.
you have to do, brother. We have to have. I think with our women, bro, it's a lot of, especially nowadays with social media. There's a lot of brothers out there with no homo when I say this. They got banging ass bodies, bro. Like, pause. Their bodies is like their body build like they look strong as fuck. Like you can't compete with that visually. You can't. Like when I say you have brothers who are not like, that's where I want to be. I want to be like definition. I heard, I always had this mentality, man. I want to be um like undeniable or irresistible. Heard somebody say that online too.
Until you go to court.
Irresistible.
Until you go to court though.
I feel you, but I'm talking about.
Undeniable
I'm,
until you
talk,
go to court.
I'm talking about something totally different than that.
Okay.
What you're talking about.
Okay,
So
got you.
I'm talking about the visual perspective of a woman with a man who has an attractive body.
Desirable.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like when you're
Undeniable. That sound like a court case. Be like, Your Honor, I thought
well,
she.
or no, a woman will never like. Would a woman really deny a man who's built the way she wants him to be built? Like, I mean, Women
But
get
that's a factor towards what type of man a woman want. Because some women like skinny men, some women like dad bod, some
and
women like dad bod. Yeah, I know you doing what you're doing, but at the same time, I'm doing what I'm doing too. So I'm gonna keep on going. Some woman like like a guy to be skinny. Some woman like a muscular man. Some woman like fat man. Some guy like dad bod. Some woman like what I'm saying guys that
well,
like built. It all depends. Just like us, like just like men. Some guys like petite guys. Some guys like meat. Some guys like meat on the bone. Some guys like thick girls. Some guys like what I'm saying,
yeah.
like fat girls. Some girls like chunky girls. You know what I'm saying? Thick girls. It depends on what your desire is because it varies between who the individual is. Let me say this and say this like like Cupid always would tell me he's like I got the sickness for the thickness. He always said this, me love a tub of loving. He like the lady like that little what I'm saying, a little thicker BBW. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the individual, but keep going to your undesirable. You want to be desirable and so forth towards a woman in terms of what a woman wants.
Completely I said attractive, desirable too, and like completely desirable, bro. When she looks at me, she's like, wow, he has the body of a god. That's where I want to be. That's what I'm aiming at right now. Yeah, I can do 800 push-ups and do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? But the consistency part, that's where a little bit. At the same time, bro, and it's not just for women, of course, it's for other reasons as well. At the same time, man, to be irresistible in the eyes, like if you walking into Walmart and you swole and cut up and it's at the right size and you just look, you just like, excuse me, you're like very in shape, man, everybody's gonna look like, man, this guy is built. You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole point, brother. It's that God status.
Mm, mm,
That
mm.
God status, bro. You know I'm telling the truth, man.
I'm not
A
saying
lot of
that, but it
women,
depends. It
I mean,
depends.
it
Cause
it
like you would push off a lot of women who is insecure about their bodies with
that's
guys
fine.
and built.
I don't that's fine. If they insecure about their bodies, then they don't need to be with me anyway. They
Not
really
about the
don't.
engage in a conversation with you. You
If
want to
if a
get me
woman,
good.
I'm pretty much done with insecure.
But a lot of people are insecure with their bodies, though. A lot of, especially women with children, especially a woman with children, they're very
Well,
insecure about their bodies because once they
I'm
have a
not
child, when they have a child, their body undergoes a lot
me
of.
me me personally. I don't have any plans to go for a woman with children, not because of the children, but because of the woman. Every woman I've dealt with that had children, it never worked. I'm saying my mentality, like, and
And
these
and
women,
and you going and dealing with women who you don't want to take on the dates, that probably won't work either.
that's true, but I have to learn how to deal with that. I really do because but
Because
like
I
I
get it.
said,
Because I get it. It's like you say with music, and we can sit you and have a conversation with music. It's like you talking about music or finding a woman to talk about music. They're gonna love it. And you're gonna engage in the conversation because it's a significant conversation that you both like. You know what I'm saying? That's like dating. That's what it is, dating. And now that social media, which again I said social media is ass because now social media, everybody's on social media posting about going to Dubai and they're telling the whole story about how they got to Dubai and Jamaica and Paris and France and Britain and so forth and get this Gucci, Birkin or whatever bag. You know what I'm saying? People like to post just because they live in a lie and whatever else the case may be. You feel me? But I just mean you're gonna face a lot of adversities. You're gonna face a lot of adversities with that. I already know. I can tell your endeavors already, and I
right,
understand what you're saying in terms of like you setting your stage, you sticking to your guns again, and you can date a woman that don't have no children because
it's
you're
just
a man with no children. You have no children, not a child possible. So you can do that. You can set that standard, that bar for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but it's not even like I said. It's no offense to women with children, but if I hook up with a woman with a child, we have to be extremely compatible. I've came across one woman with children where we was very compatible, and I could see myself actually being in a relationship with her. You
Hmm.
know, um, but if I hook up with a woman with children, I have to be extremely compatible with them because their children is going to take all of that room. Their children, they're going to want me if we're in a relationship and they got children, they're going to want me to kind of be there for their children as well. You know what I'm saying? And I think you're supposed to, I believe, if you're in a relationship with her, just a little bit, she's going to be working as well. But at the same time, it's like, a lot of women want to still have the same role, But you want to start taking care of these children that ain't mine off the bat, like, you know what I'm saying? Not even off the bat, just if we get to know each other, like, you like, my mentality is the father should be taking care of his child. That's just how my mind is, you know what I'm saying? I don't wanna come into a situation where the children are not being taken care of,
But then
you know?
we spoken on us uplifting the community, right? And you know the dynamics, right? And you know the
The
dynamics,
number
right? And you know the dynamics of
the
a lot of
number the number one way that men will that we can uplift our community is telling these women to stop having children with men that are not gonna be there. But if we keep saving these women who have these children, if we keep saving them over and over, and I've tried to save some, and they didn't even the ones that I wanted to help or whatever, they didn't, I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
don't
They're
save
not
us,
gonna,
you don't want to be saved.
they don't like the way that I am, how strict I am, my mentality. You know what I'm saying? Like
But
you
did you walk in the door, guns blazing though? Ruffling feathers from the
no,
jump?
a lot of women, these children, they have decent children. Like children are in order.
No, I meant like ruffling means I'm the new sheriff. I'm coming guns are blazing. Like, yo,
No,
this is
no,
how
no, no,
thing.
no, no, no,
Okay.
never that.
It's all
Never.
of remember
No, but it wasn't.
presentation.
But it wasn't like that. No, but the thing about it is, it wasn't like I came in and met all their children and said, "I'm your new pappy." It wasn't like that. Hell no, I would never do no shit like that. But the
Mhm,
thing about it is, the way women run their ship is not the
mhm,
way I would run mine. I wouldn't want their children eating a certain kind of way.
mhm,
I wouldn't want them eating crazy ass shit all the time. And they may still want to feed their children, or that the house may be dirty, or and I want their children, the children to clean up or whatever, you
mhm.
know, like or the influence of the father is still there. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna create complications if we don't think the same. And I'm living. It's crazy to me how a man who's the stepfather is around would be around another man's child more than than the actual father. That shit is crazy to me. I know it happens, but that shit is psychotic in our community, bro. That shit
I
is
know
crazy.
that's why we gotta
That shit
help
is
out as
crazy,
much as
bro.
possible. Family, it's being fun, but we gotta run. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Being fun, we gotta run, you know? Like I said again, you know what I'm
I'm
saying? This
holy,
broad
I'm holy water and green tea.
I'm Brother Leo, Brother Conscious. You know what I'm saying? We here every Sunday trying to get this money, trying to get this work. I'm trying to get to the money, but the money coming slowly because you know what I'm saying? People that's browsing over and whatever the case may be until they catch fire or flames. But anyhow, support, show love to your boy. You know what I'm saying? We here trying to bring content and do what he do. This is Brother Leo. This is Brother Conscious
It's holy water and green tea.
with a side of green tea. We here, we out. Peace and light, family.
Peace.